All right, this is C614, RPM number 2. Wow, social environment. I think it's kind of funny even doing a video on this for me. I'm dealing with adolescents, and it's all about the social environment. 99.99998% is social environment. This is the age of where some of them in my particular demographic are thinking about getting married after they graduate, or having to marry because of extenuating circumstances. Anyways, I'd say the most prevalent emotion that's attached to the social environment that I've seen in our school, seriously, is hopelessness. I think there's lack of hope in their classroom. I think there's lack of hope in their future. I see that, or the lack of hope represented as, I'm only going to go so far. There's always a cap for me. Woe is me. I can only do so much. And so what I try to do is create an environment of positivity that they get from when they walk in the door. They get greeted by me in a positive way. That's not always easy for me. We all have our life seasons, but that's my goal. And I think I mentioned it before in RPM 1, is, when I'm not like that, they notice. So they get to see a reality of that life is, but if I can, majority of the time, be extremely positive and promote that, not just from when they walk in the door, but throughout the class, then that's a good day. At the end of the day, I can check that box that says, life is positive. Life is full of hope. So even in the instruction, I love to promote hope. I love to promote that they can do something, not that they can't. Hey, if they've got attitude and they don't want to, that's one thing. But I always reassure them, even verbally, I believe in you. I know you can. To which I've had some great opportunities with students where they say, Mr. Bearden, if I don't want to do something, I won't do it. And I said, yeah, you think? That would explain the 4 Fs out of 4 classes. But that's a strength. And I turn that penny around and I say, look, there's another side of this coin. And they kind of look at me and I said, that's a strength. If you don't want to do something, you won't. Guess what? On the other side is that if you do want to do it, no one will stop you. Do you see that? And they go, oh, it's like I've never thought about that before. Well, that's the truth. That's an incredible strength that you have, and I want to see some more of the other side of that coin. Don't, complain, I can't. No, you can, it's you won't. So how do I begin to turn that coin over and show what they consider sometimes a negative as one of their strengths? And if that's possible, I need to not just open that door, but I have to actually walk them through that door. I can do that in the classroom socially by pairing them up with people that in group projects that I think will challenge them and also support them. That's a challenge. I can also do this positive social environment, not by just greeting at the door, great social opportunities, one-on-ones where I can kind of open their eyes and their minds and their hearts to the positive reality, to sometimes what things they call strengths, or what I call strengths, what they consider weaknesses. But I can do this as well as far as feedback. Like we had a rally. Hey, let's talk about the rally. Oh, the dancers were terrible. Oh, this was bad. I said, yeah, but no one fell down. And so by example again, I have the opportunity to always paint the positive, to always show them there is a positive. It's easy to find the negative, but it's tough. And even especially when it comes to the classroom content that they may not be understanding, that's difficult. So if you get an exam back or you get a quiz back and you got 1 out of 10 right, let's see what you got right out of the incorrect answers. And then we can change that and you can retake that. So trying to, even when something appears negative, it still is a step forward. So instead of taking 2 steps back and never moving forward, I want to give these people victory in a social environment, not just academic. So socially, I'll kind of mix them up together. I'll see how they are when they walk with their friends on campus. There's lots of different opportunities to see them socially, and not just mine and my caseload, which is those are the students I spend time with, but even when I'm just walking across campus, I see students, how you doing, man? And I will always make sure I've made myself a commitment that especially if I see one of my students and they kind of pause when they say, hey, Mr. Bearden, I will pause. Even if I'm on a way to a meeting. The meeting's still going to happen, but this is the moment that in a social environment, especially, I love going up to those moments where a student is with his or her peers. And they're usually kind of together, and you kind of start looking, you make eye contact, and they're kind of like, don't come over here, don't come over here. I go right over there. And what I'll do is I'll go up to that person, and in front of his or her peers, I will purposely say, you know what, you did a great job on such and such in our classroom, and I will point out the positive in front of their peers, something that they did well. Even if they didn't do it, I'll say, this was great. I really appreciated how you participated, or when you turned in this assignment, man, you just elevated, you just took you just took it up a notch. And I'll do it in such a way that they can see a positive in that group, and that I enjoy those moments. Again, out of classroom, in addition, but every opportunity is a social environment opportunity, especially with the adolescent time. So I think that I have yet to really prove that in my classroom. That's the last thing is the decor, putting up our classroom rules that we all agreed upon. I'm behind on that, and I need to step that up and create that environment so it's in front of them as well. Not just whether or not I'm there, whether or not they're hearing it, but that they're seeing it on a regular basis. So, room for me to improve and grow in creating that social environment, that positive, but just reiterating both inside the classroom and outside the classroom that they're awesome, that they can have a hope, and that this hope can take them to the next level, especially with their friends. They can do this, and they can become contagious. So, and above all, one of the assignments here is to understand the importance of social environment. They need to understand that. Sometimes they don't really see the significant impact they can have in the lives of others, and vice versa, how it's easier to be drugged down than it is to be pulled up. So, but if they can stay positive within that social environment, that's the key. Even with my student who continues to get caught, with marijuana in the vape form, he went from extreme anxiety last year to now he's not, and he's positive, he's happy when he's not high, but it's so frustrating to see you're so close to being so awesome, and if you just got rid of this freaking drug, man, and let it go. But that's the social environment bringing him down. And to be able to come alongside of parents and other administration, they're already seen as the man, the bad, labels, etc. To come alongside of him as a teacher, and that perhaps has built respect and earned that right to be heard, that's a great one to understand and impact the lives of other students, where social environment can actually be seen for what it is. They'll have to ultimately make the decisions, but what a great opportunity we have, and it's all about that. So I look forward to it, getting more, and again, probably where I need to really step up my game is in the classroom environment physically, so they can see this as well on a regular basis. Looking forward to it, and we'll talk to you later.